Okay, so I was simply heading home from work. I was thinking to myself, okay, this is it. This is finally it. I get to finally talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. Because I'm about to see Thor Ragnarok, hopefully this weekend. And, yeah, I want to at least make my video talking about Homecoming before I go into Thor Ragnarok. So, yeah. And then I went on Twitter. I followed Star Wars Explained. And then he was freaking out over some news. I looked up what he was talking about and his tweet thread. Turns out that Disney is going to create a new Star Wars trilogy with Rian Johnson being the director and writer of the first movie. It was announced today, not too long ago. So this was after work. It turns out when I went and saw this, it was posted 22 minutes ago at the time I looked it up. So this is what it was saying in the article on StarWars.com. For director Rian Johnson, I'm pretty sure I pronounced his first name wrong, but have to try. Star Wars The Last Jedi was just the beginning of his journey in a galaxy far, far away. Lucasfilm is excited to announce that Johnson will create a brand new Star Wars trilogy, the first of which is also set to write and direct, with longtime collaborator Ron Bergman on board to produce. As writer and director of Last Jedi, Johnson conceived and realized a powerful film which Lucasfilm and Disney are immensely proud of. In spearheading this new trilogy, which is separate from the episodic Star Wars saga, Johnson will introduce new characters from a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars lore has never explored. This is what Kathleen Kennedy said. We all love working with Rian on The Last Jedi. He's a creative force, and watching him craft The Last Jedi from start to finish was one of the great joys of my career. Rian will do amazing things with the blank canvas of this new trilogy. And in the joint statement with Johnson and Bergman, they said this: "We had the time of our lives collaborating with Lucasfilm and Disney on The Last Jedi. Star Wars is the greatest modern mythology, and we feel very lucky to have contributed to it. We can't wait to continue with this new series of films." So, no release date has been set, and Disney jokes saying no porgs were available for comment. Hopefully Chewbacca ate them all. So, yeah, and just when I thought it was crazy enough as it is, it was then announced that a live-action Star Wars show was going to be produced for the Disney streaming service. Okay, this is what it said in the article on The Verge. They haven't published it on StarWars.com. During today's quarterly financial call for the Walt Disney Company, CEO Bob Iger announced that The Last Jedi director... that he would be directing a new helm of his own Star Wars trilogy. But that isn't all. Disney also plans to create a live-action Star Wars television show for its upcoming online streaming service. There are no details on what this show might be about, but according to Variety, Iger has also revealed that Disney is currently working on shows based on Monsters, Inc., High School Musical, as well as a new series from Marvel. And like it's been said, the streaming service is expected to launch in 2019, and they're going to take off of all the Disney-based properties off of Netflix. That includes the Clone Wars and Marvel. So, yeah, Lucasfilms in the past have been trying to create a show with live action and not animated. Like, think about it. We've had the Ewok cartoon, never watched that. The Star Wars Clone Wars, the Droid series, Star Wars The Clone Wars, and the disappointing Rebels. I'll talk about the final season when I rewatch the mid-season stuff going on. After what happened in first two episodes, I lost interest. So, yeah, I'll get to that. And there's also been consistent rumors that a third anime show was also in the works. So, let's see. Apparently, back in 2005, George Lucas had wanted to make a live-action show called Star Wars Underworld, which was set to be in the underworld of the city planet Coruscant. They were brought in, various writers and artists were brought in to flesh out on the idea, but it ultimately was abandoned in 2010 due to concerns about the show's budget. So, Disney might do what George Lucas was unable to do and make a live-action Star Wars, which will be interesting. Though the part where they said, "Oh, well, it's going to be on the streaming service of that we're making," that was like, wait, didn't I propose that for the Old Republic series on Netflix? Oh dear God, they're stealing ideas from the fan community. Though I said I probably would have preferred animated, because with live action they'll probably just, if the actors, something happens to the actors, they'll have to switch them out, like what happened with Kevin Spacey and the House of Cards series, and in the movie that he was supposed to be on, but then got kicked off, and then they have a movie coming out in December. So yeah. So what does this all mean? No idea. There's no details on them, but it is interesting about the all new trilogy part. Johnson said will introduce new characters from a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars lore has never been before explored. Okay. What does he mean by that? It's not going to be part of the episodic Star Wars Skywalker saga, but they're saying that this will be something that Star Wars never explored. So are they also counting Legends? I think. In fact, when I think about it, it sounds strangely off. Like, what will they do? Like, it can't be the new characters in the sequel trilogy, right? Because I would have said, oh, maybe they might talk about Snoke. But they're saying this as new characters from a corner of the galaxy that's never been explored before. And I'm thinking, well, wait, that's kind of hard to do. Like, we've done the unknown regions in Legends and in the new canon. We can't use Yuzon Vong because they were outside of the galaxy, so unless they're going to bring back the Yuzon Vong, they sort of hinted at a retconned version of them, or Snoke and Thrawn. I'll get to that, like I said, when I finish the Thrawn novel, but I've been procrastinating. So, yeah. So, really, like, what? Do you think Disney's going to come up with something original and interesting? No. And, by the way, I also wanted to say this as an excuse just to finally say it. Mark Hamill revealed in an interview that he wanted an evil Luke Skywalker clone in The Last Jedi. Oh god, there's so much wrong with that statement. It's not the fact that cloning is stupid. They've done that before. It's they did that in Thrawn Trilogy of Legends. They had Luke Skywalker, who was evil, under the control of Jeru Sabayoth and Thrawn, and had Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, the old one, Anakin's, and the hand that he lost also explained that. But they honestly were thinking this, and Johnson had said that would be a good idea, but admits we kind of done that before. And I'm like, wait, so you're not only going to rip off, now you're taking stuff from Timothy Zahn's Legends Thrawn trilogy, like you already took Thrawn, you took Rook, his bodyguard, and when I talk about Thrawn in the Season 4 Rebels video, yeah, I gotta say something about that. I will just say this. Apparently Dave Filoni hinted that he outlives Galen Erso. Yep. So, the tension's immediately dead. There's no point. There's no point in watching Rebels to me, other than Ahsoka. What, Sabine? They wrecked her character in one episode. So, anyways. Yeah, so I'm thinking, what story will they tell? Like, they did the Unknown Regions and Legends and the books. They've done the Yuzon Vong from the Legends canon, from the Legends stories, from another galaxy. So, where do we go with this? Are they going to try and make the galaxy much bigger than it actually was? And also, the new character thing. I'm just thinking, there's honestly only one thing I can think of which I guarantee will most likely piss people off. And a certain owner, the creator of Star Wars, might get pissed off if this actually, if the theory is correct. What if Disney, now this is just speculation, what if Disney is going to use the treatments that George Lucas initially conceived for the new trilogy? Yeah, there was always speculation that what did he write? No one knows. So we only have speculation and rumors. Like, originally they wanted to focus 100 years into the future. Like, after, like, Return of the Jedi or after the Legacy comics. And in order to keep the expanded universe intact, would tell a new blank canvas. What if that's the idea? That what George Lucas gave them, that was originally going to be his version of the sequel trilogy, that he wanted Disney to do, and Disney threw that in the trash. What if Disney actually took it out of the trash, dusted off, edited some parts, and then revealed that this was all George Lucas's idea? I'm pretty sure he's gonna be really pissed off then. But yeah, if they do that, that is the biggest insult you could probably make to both Lucas and the fans of Legends. So yeah, and the TV show that they're producing, everyone's also been saying, is it going to be the Old Republic era? I don't think it's going to be the trilogy. They said this is the new movies. They could do that with the TV show, though they might do Star Wars Underworld, or they might do a version of 1313 that was originally supposed to happen, because 1313 was also going to be expanded into a TV show, but 1313 got canceled when Disney bought out Lucasfilms and LucasArts and shut it down. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen after Episode 9. And they already have a Han Solo movie and a possible Kenobi or Boba Fett movie for 2020. Yeah, 2020. Then, what are they going to do after that? Like, they have the trilogy, they have the TV show, and they have a potential animated series, and Forces of Destiny, but I don't know how long that's going to last. Probably next year. So, yeah. This is going to be an interesting time for Star Wars for the next couple of years. So hopefully I finally will be able to now talk about Spider-Man Homecoming and then the Darth Vader comic that came out last week at the time of this video. I hope I can finally talk about that. So those were my thoughts on the newly announced Unknown Johnson trilogy of Star Wars films and the Star Wars live-action TV show announcement. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to for more.